Do you all know, not too long ago, India's industry titan Mr. Ratan Tata made a rather abrupt return to manage Tata Sons at 78? Even media giant Disney faced a nightmare when Bob Iger decided to step down at 69. Now, these are some fascinating examples of how companies requested their retired leaders to regain company control for the sake of business. Why? Because there was no proper succession planning in place. Hi, I'm Shirisha from Mercer, Mettl, and I'm here to make sure that your company does not meet a similar fate. By helping the organization create a healthy talent pipeline using the right succession planning tools and strategies, I assure you, you will be able to rise above dynamics when concerns arise. So let's kickstart the succession planning process by understanding what exactly is succession planning. Succession planning is a strategically tried-out process of identifying the next generation of leaders who can ensure business continuity when key leaders move on to new opportunities, retire, or pass away. This process preserves the future of the company and the stakeholders associated with it. For instance, JP Morgan's co-president took charge of America's largest bank following Chief Executive James Dimon's emergency heart surgery. Now, this wasn't an intuitive call. The bank had a timely understanding of who could match up to the top-tier executive to avoid any existential crisis. So without much ado, let's deep dive into the steps and processes these companies employ to identify and shortlist their next in line. I have 7 actionable and insightful succession planning steps you can utilize for any position or role. Here they go. Number 1, uncovering key business positions. Number 2, mapping key competencies to build success profiles. Number 3, shortlisting potential successors. Number 4, choosing the right succession planning tool. Number 5, assessing potential successors. Number 6, charting the way forward. And number 7, acting on the decision. Let me explain these in detail to you. Number 1, uncovering key business positions. A successful pipeline begins with identifying all organizational roles. But how do you know which role or team is succession worthy? There are 3 ways to find that out. Analyze which role will deeply impact your organization's performance if you have the wrong leader. Review the significance of a role depending on how precarious the situation can be if a certain role is left vacant for long. And analyze the role's importance basis the ease of hiring and training. The more harder it is to train or hire for a particular role, the more imperative it is to add that to your list. Number 2, map key competencies to build success profiles. Competency mapping begins with highlighting necessary, current, and future personality features, cognitive abilities, behavioral preferences, and leadership skills needed to perform a role. Afterward, a meticulous, non-negotiable competency list is laid out, considering the changing environment. Competency mapping is initiated via focus group discussions or visionary interviews. Number 3, shortlisting potential successors. Now, after creating a well-defined list of critical roles and competencies, we then identify which employer is an ideal successor for that given role. Now, how do you identify successors? Here's how. You can initiate a high potential identification process to highlight your highly performing, highly natural pool of successors. Also consider nominations from current team managers, immediate role holders, senior team members who always seem to have insights into potential successors. We also recommend looking across functions, departments, and teams to see if employees in other sections can match up to a given role's succession criteria. Number 4, choosing the right succession planning toolkit. What is a succession planning process without the right set of tools for assessment? But the market is replete with endless options. So consider the following steps to find out the right set of tools for your organization. Identify the core elements you need in your tools. Understand the fundamental tasks needed for the tools to perform. And match the tools to your process and the role's requirement. Fun fact, Mercer Mettl's Mettl personality map measures personality via a unique and innovative 28-facet and a 4-factor structure of personality beyond the traditional framework. Number 5, assessing the shortlisted potential. This involves devising in-depth exercises to assess whether the nominated candidate has the required skill, knowledge, and caliber to perform the role. Now, here are some examples of elaborate assessment activities that are viable indicators of future performance. Assessment battery. A comprehensive group of standardized or customized assessments help organizations zero in on their successor quickly. It involves using a combination of personality, behavior, and cognitive tools. Assessments can either be administered independently or as a part of the assessment center and development center. What is an assessment and development center? These are centers that replicate real-life experiences using simulators to give authentic feedback about potential successors. Now, these centers can be of two types, virtual and blended. Virtual ACDC is a fully online, location-agnostic tool to quickly and accurately assess your employees. It involves activities such as inbox exercises, case study simulators, situational judgment tests, etc. Blended ACDCs, a mix of virtual and human talent management assessment centers to accurately deliver on organizational needs. It involves activities such as caselets, group discussions, one-to-one role play, etc. Number 6, charting the way forward. Now that you have a wealth of information at your disposal, it is time to leverage it and chart the next course of action for your candidates. Would you chart a career path for your candidates? Would you nurture them for a leadership position? Would you wait for openings before advancing successors through the ranks? Or would you create opportunities for each candidate to grow and mature individually? Number 7, act now. According to a Rocket Lawyer survey, 72% of business owners have no succession plan. And we can't begin to explain the amount of jeopardy it puts your company and your stakeholders in. You ought to put an end to the uncertainty and tremendous risk by kickstarting your succession planning process. Not tomorrow, not in the future, now. But before you go, don't forget to like this video, hit the bell icon and subscribe to this channel for more. I'll be back with more such solutions that will help your company sail through every disruption.